Hello students, welcome to Standard 8. Today we are going to learn Science chapter number 1, Living World and Classification of Microbes. Biodiversity and need of classification. Let us discuss about the biodiversity first. What is meant by biodiversity? You know what is meant by biodiversity? Yes, I will tell that biodiversity, the variety of plant and animal life in the world or in a particular habitat, a high level of which is usually considered to be important and desirable. That is called the biodiversity. Now, let us see biodiversity and need of classification. Last year, we learned that all the living organisms on the earth have adapted according to geographic regions, food ingestion, defense, etc. While adapting, many differences are observed in the organisms of same species too. According to 2011 census, around 87 million species of living organisms are found on the earth, including land and sea. To study such a vast number, it was essential to divide them into groups. So, groups and subgroups were created considering the similarities and differences among the living organisms. Means the process of dividing living organism into groups and subgroups is called biological classification. You understood what is the biological classification? The process of dividing living organism into groups and subgroups. That is the biological classification. Let us see in history. Carl Linnaeus in 1735 divided living world in two kingdoms, Vegetabilia and Animalia. Haeckel in 1866 considered three kingdoms, Protista, plants and animals. In 1925, Chatham created two groups, Prokaryotes and Eukaryotes. In 1938, Copeland divided living organisms into four kingdoms, Monera, Protista, plants and animals. Which four groups are there? Again I will tell, Monera, Protista, plants and animals. Now, Robert Harding Whittaker 1920 to 1980 was an American ecologist. In 1969, he divided living organisms into five groups. Who divided living organisms into five groups? Robert Whittaker is divided living organisms into five groups. For this classification, Whittaker considered following criteria. First one, complexity of cell structure. In cell structure, there are two types, prokaryotic and eukaryotic. Second one, complexity of organisms, means unicellular or multicellular. Last year, we know that what is the unicellular and what is the multicellular. Anybody tell me what is the unicellular and multicellular? Okay, I will tell you again that unicellular means the organisms having only one cell, otherwise single cell, or multicellular means the organisms having many cells. Understood now what is the difference of unicellular and multicellular? Okay. Third one, mode of nutrition. First, plants. Plants are autotrophic, photosynthetic. Autotrophics means they making own food. Fungi, saprophytic, absorption from dead organisms. Animals, heterotrophic and ingestive. Fourth, lifestyle. Plants, animals and fungi. Plants are producers. Plants are producers and they making their own food. So they are called producers. Animals are consumers. Animals are dependent on the another one. So they are called consumers. Fungi, decomposers. Fungi, decomposers. Why they called decomposers? Because they are on the only dead organisms. Then fifth one, phylogenetic relationship. Prokaryotic to eukaryotic and unicellular to multicellular. That is the phylogenetic relationship. Now we will study here living organisms. Here classification. Living organisms are divided into two groups. First one, prokaryotes, second, eukaryotes. Then prokaryotes are unicellular and they having kingdom 1 Monera. Now eukaryotes are unicellular as well as multicellular. And eukaryotes unicellular, they having kingdom 2 Protista. And multicellular of eukaryotes, they having 3 groups. Kingdom 3 fungi, kingdom 4 plantae, kingdom 5 animalia. Now kingdom 3 fungi, in fungi cell wall is present but organisms can't perform photosynthesis. And in kingdom 4 plantae they having cell wall and organisms can perform photosynthesis. Now kingdom 5 animalia. In animalia there is no cell wall. Now we are going to study thoroughly the classification of living organisms. Firstly, we will study kingdom 1 Monera. Here is one given activity. Take a small drop of a curd or buttermilk on a clean glass slide. Dilute it with a little water. Carefully keep a cover slip. Observe it under high power of compound microscope. And then what did you see? You see moving small rod-like microbes are lactobacilli bacteria, and all types of bacteria and blue-green algae are included in the kingdom Monera. You can see the picture of here also, organisms of kingdom Monera. Then you under the microscope kingdom Monera, you can see all types of the bacteria and all types of algae. All of you see in this picture? Okay. There are the characteristics of the Monera. 3 characteristics are there. 1. All the organisms are unicellular. Do you know what is the meaning of the unicellular? Unicellular means the organisms having only one cell. Next, they may be autotrophic or heterotrophic. Means some of them are making their own food and some of them are dependent on the other plants and animals for food. Third, these are prokaryotic cell without distinct nucleus or cell organelles. Now, we will move our kingdom to Protista. Here is also one activity. Prepare a temporary mount, one drop of pond water on a glass slide. Observe it under low power and high power of microscope. You can see in here only science lab is there. You will find some more microbes with irregular shape. These are amoebae. And the characteristics of the Protista are single cell organisms with well defined nucleus enclosed in a nuclear membrane. They have pseudopodia or hair like cilia or whip like flagella for locomotion. Means they moving with the pseudopodia. Autotrophs, example Euglena volvox, contain chloroplast. Means they making their own food, so they are called the autotrophs. Then heterotrophs, example amoeba paramecium, means they depend on the other food, so they are called the heterotrophs. You can see the picture here also, organisms from kingdom Protista. Volvox, paramecium, Euglena, amoeba. Now, let us see the fungi. Here is also one activity, and try this activity at your home, everyone. You take moist piece of bread or bhakri and keep it in a container with lid for 2-3 days. After 2-3 days, a fine cotton thread like tuft is found growing on the surface of the bread. I think you observed also this many times at your home, and it is called fungi. Then when we will see that under the microscope, you can see as like this. When you under the observation of microscope, we can see fungi here. There are the parts of the fungi. You will see here also rhizoids, hypha, apophis, columella, sporangium, sporangiophore. Understood? Everyone seen this? Okay. Now, one important note for you. Institutional work. The National Institute of Virology, Pune is involved in research on viruses. This institute has been founded in 1952 under the jurisdiction of Indian Council of Medical Research. Today, we have seen all the 5 kingdoms, which are Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia, which was divided by an American ecologist Robert Whitaker. Let us see some questions on the today's topic and try to guess the answers, you all. Okay, so I will put the questions one by one. How many living organisms are found on the earth, including land and sea, according to 2011 census? Are you guessing? Okay. 87 million organisms are found on the earth, including land and sea, according to 2011 census. Next, who divided living organisms into 5 groups? I know you can guess it. Robert Whittaker divided living organisms into 5 groups. Which organism is unicellular? I hope you are guessing the answer. Yes, amoeba. Amoeba is the unicellular. Who live on decaying organic matter? Fungi live on decaying organic matter. Tell me, what is the biodiversity? Okay, I will give the answer. The variety of plant and animal life in the world or in a particular habitat, a high level of which is usually considered to be important and desirable. And now this is the last question and it is important. Okay, so listen carefully. What is the biological classification? Anybody guess it? Okay. The process of dividing of living organisms into groups and subgroups is called biological classification. In next session, we are going to learn the characteristics of fungi and living organisms of microbes.